So there is another way we could bring in that Twitter logo into our application, and that's using something called packages. Now, pub.dev, which is the URL, is the official package repository for Dart and Flutter applications. So what is a package? Basically, it's a piece of code developed by someone in the community, and some of them are even developed by the Flutter team themselves, that makes it even easier to build your Flutter applications. So you don't have to implement everything from scratch. Now, this can include a wide variety of things. Some examples here are authentication, being able to easily handle location for iOS and Android devices. There's things like APIs, animations, little UI elements, even like buttons, and there's just so many packages. And one of those packages is called Font Awesome Flutter. So if you search for it, this is the first result. If we look at the description, the Font Awesome icon pack provides 1,600 additional icons to use in your apps. Basically, this thing just gives you a ton of free icons, and one of them is the Twitter logo. Now, to bring it into our project, there's two ways to do it. One, you can just click these right here and copy the package name and the version to your clipboard. And we can go to our pubspec.yaml file, go to dependencies, paste that in, and click save. And right here, it's running Flutter pub-get, which brings the package into your project. So that's one way to do it. But let's remove it, save it. There's another way to do it within VS Code. We can even close this. If we click Command or Control and then Shift P, it'll open up this window. And there's a command called Add Dependency. Now we can search for Font Awesome Flutter. And we save it. It's adding that package, running the same Flutter pub-get that we saw. And if we go back to our pubspec YAML file, you'll see the same exact thing we copy-pasted is now in here. So whichever way you choose to add it in, it is now within your Flutter code base. So we're ready to use it, and I want to achieve the same exact thing that we had in the previous lesson. So to do this, we're going to be using the package. The package gives us a F8 icon widget. The icon here is something that's defined by Font Awesome icons and then Twitter. So now we should be able to save it. See a little Twitter logo there. Now we can give it some color and change it to the same blue color that we had with the previous logo. And it looks like that. Now make it a little bit bigger and then add back that spacing that we had between that and the text. And there we go. We achieved the same exact thing as we did in the previous lesson, but now this time we used a package. We can do the same thing on the sign-up screen. And you see we got the red underline is because this hasn't been imported at the top. On the main screen, it got automatically imported for us. So this package that we're using is brought into our file and is able to use it. We can go to this F8 icon, click Command period, and import that library. And now we should see it on the sign-up screen as well. Now, as we're building this app, I personally would just use an asset because we're only going to have one logo and one asset used throughout our application. But let's say you needed a lot of logos, then it makes sense to just import this one package and be able to use it wherever you need within the app. So we covered how to add packages and assets into your pubspec.yaml file. And that is the main way you will be using that pubspec file.